Welcome to Cranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Cranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. Back again. It's the jargons. Jargons. Hey, jargons, when you went to school, were you always early? That's a great attribute to have, to be early. Means you're considerate of other people's time. That's a good thing. Very, very good thing. Good evening, everyone, again. Probably good night now, since about 8 o'clock, or is it still evening? Sylvester Whittingham, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Bless up. Trying to fix my headgear here. We have a bit to talk about, more than we had in the earlier session. It was a warm-up earlier session. We will talk about the Jamaica recruiting process, or I call it recruiting failures, and give you an example of a couple persons or young people who wanted to become part of the Jamaica football community and hasn't materialized as yet. But before we jump into that, bless up Nitro, one love, bless up. Before we jump into that, we're going to talk about a couple of things. First of all, I'm a track and field fan. So before we get into football, we'll talk track and field. And today was an interesting day in track and field. The first thing is that Fred Curley has been what we call provisionally suspended. It's an interesting term. Apparently he missed some drug tests. I always wondered about that. Is it that you feel as an individual, and I'm not going to say he's guilty, because it's something alleged until it's proven through the IAF process or IAAF process, but when people miss tests, more than one time, it's such as something. I think Christopher Taylor missed the trees. I think Christopher Taylor had that problem. Now he's back after a 2-year suspension. I think Coleman had the same problem. I think Knighton, they found stuff in his urine and they said he ate some bad meat or something, and they were able to get doctors and experts to get him out of the situation. It's easy to miss a test. It's not easy to miss multiple and trabecal tests, right? Triple tests or whatever it is. People miss all these tests for a reason. You're given notification. You can miss a test. But if people ask me whereabouts and tell me whereabouts is, it's possible. But when you do it over and over again, and look, we all have to be fair. Competition is stiff, people. And if you're not running like how you used to run, it becomes challenging. Bless up, Pristine. Thanks for joining. Drew Ross, thanks for being back. It is difficult, right? But and it's unfortunate. The worst I've ever seen in terms of drug tests and a sense of euphoria and then a letdown. You guys tell me which one. Some of you may not have been born then, but which one you think it is? The worst I've ever seen in my lifetime, where you were happy somebody won, and then you found out, well, they didn't really win. It has to be the worst one in the history of track and field, actually. Because person beat somebody who a lot of people didn't like, and then to find out that they were on drugs. Yep, Mr. Ben Johnson, Nitro. Right on the money. 1988 Seoul Olympics. Man, destroyed Carl Lewis. Race over before it started. out of the blocks in no time, done. Canada embraced him, and then he became Jamaican after that. After he tested positive, he went from the Canadian to Jamaican in no time. They just disowned him. Yes, 9 Ed contaminated oxtail. He would even say some chicken. He say oxtail and got out of it. You can do a lot with experts in the people. Just gotta make sure the glove don't fit. You can do a lot with experts to get you out of situations. So Ben Johnson was really a bad one. But anyway, we have better news. A lot of Jamaicans ran today. Shelly ran, Sharika ran, Tina ran. But of all people, the queen of the Asafa Powell of track and field, and by the way, people, I like Asafa. Asafa has run more races under 10 seconds than any person in history. It's my understanding. Yes, he was. Yes, exactly. But Talu won today. She beat Sharika, she beat Tina, and she beat Shelly. I don't know what's wrong with Sharika. This is not the Sharika that I would expect at this point in her career. Shelly, yeah, she's in the twilight of her career, so that's understandable. But I don't know what Sharika's situation is. I know she has had injuries, but hopefully she gets back to form. And it's good to run these competitive races. Now, the other races that were out there, Kishane won, but he's raggedy. He won. He beat a good field, including Simbini, who was gaining on him. But he looked raggedy, people. I mean, he's all over the track. That's smooth. And that's why when I interviewed Leighton Levy, and if you haven't watched the interview, please do. I thought it was a good interview. Not the interviewer, but the interviewee, who's Leighton. I thought he was very, very good because he has a track encyclopedic knowledge. And he was talking about he believes that Oblique Civil can win the 100 meters at the World Championship if he can get through the rounds and not have some of the challenges, or more mental challenges that he experiences he has had previously. And if you look Oblique's races, his form is getting out of the blocks, his transition phase. He's a very smooth runner. Maintain his acceleration. He's a very smooth runner. But Kishane always seemed to do real well against Oblique, actually. And I think in today's race, Kishane didn't get the best start, and then he was raggedy through most of the race, frankly. Yes, Linford Christie. Well, I won't call it Ben won. Christie won. What's his name from Canada won? His name is slipping me now. Yeah. I realize that. Well, Jamaican. Well, they didn't run for Jamaica, but because the closest who came to winning before Bolt was Donald Quarry in 7-6, right? He got beaten by Hazley Crawford at the line. He didn't see Hazley. Hazley was in lane 1. Donald was in the middle of the track, and he didn't see him, but he did win the 200. But yeah, Donovan Bailey, Linford Christie. I wouldn't say Ben Johnson won. I think Ben Johnson didn't win. He won, but he didn't win. So I wouldn't say he won. He didn't get the title. Yeah, no, Bailey from Canada did, even though Jamaican, and then Linford Christie from England won. Yeah. Someone said the latest Canadian sprinter Charles Piliquin said whatever Johnson was taking was not as bad as what others were. Yeah, that's probably true, but it only matters if you get caught, It's like somebody who steals. It only matters if you get caught. If you didn't get caught, hey, you're good. If you commit a crime, you don't get caught, you're good. Even though I'm not advocating crime, people don't say that. But yeah, so it doesn't matter. So Thompson, but the run of the day, people, the run of the day, and this kid has been was a champ star, and we don't normally get a ton of champ star who do really well. Sharika was a champ star, Oblique was a champ star, but Lavelle seems to have come to his own. Seems to have gotten over his injury problems. He looks ridiculously good, and I was very shocked at the trials when he finished down the track. But as Leighton said, he realized that he had a bad start, couldn't catch up, so he gave up, but he won at 200 easily. So this is Lavelle today. So this was the 200 meters today. These were the runners. Wade Van der Kerk, who is the world record holder, who destroyed the field from lane 8 in Brazil. You remember that Olympics? where he just destroyed the field. He was a 400-meter runner, run at 200. Adrian Kerr from Jamaica was there. Michael Campbell. I'm not totally familiar with Michael. I know Michael, but I'm not familiar with him. Matt Sosa was there. So it's a decent field. But my boy Lavelle, watch this race, people. Unbelievable. And remember, he won a 9.82 over in Austria more recently, which is one of the best times this year. You're running 9.82, with no competition. When you get competition, you may either get better or get worse like Kishane does. Because when Kishane gets real competition, he struggles. I think Lavelle gave him his strength. I think Lavelle can run 400, actually. But here's the race, people. Really good run by Lavelle today. He looks like a threat for the World Championship, not just to place. I mean, obviously, Noah and Bednarek are going to be very difficult to beat, and Tobogo will get better. But he's going to make their life miserable because he's strong. And he doesn't falter in the stretch. Some people get off the turn really, really well, and then they falter in the stretch. So watch the race. Kerr came 6th and Campbell came 8th. But now it's Van der Kerk ranked 20.0. So he won by 0.38. That's like winning by 10 meters in a 400-meter race, or 800-meter, I should say. But anyway, that was a really good run by Lavelle. Very, very impressed, people. Very, very impressive. I was impressed. And as Lee Young said, there are levels to this thing. You were talking about levels or Lavelle? Because he has 2 L in his name. Yeah, no, he's good. DC totally agrees. Technique is good. All the phases of his race is good. And the most important thing to me, is the strength at the end of his race. So can you imagine the 100, if he gets a good start? Dangerous, because he ain't going to falter, and he's not going to decelerate quickly. Yeah. Langsley Blake, good evening. Langsley, I was thinking about you, Langsley. I was thinking about you, Langsley? Langsley, tell me why I was thinking about you, Langsley, because you crossed my mind. I was just thinking about what your schedule looked like so we can have this debate about the existence of the omnipotent one and his son, who is a human being. I'm going to stop laughing. I'm saying something there. So Langsley, whenever you're ready, people. I don't understand this, 35 likes, 81 people in the chat. How does that work? Those numbers don't relate. Lavelle has 2 L's in his name. Brian Lavelle, 2 L's. Cranky, this kid might be Jamaica's biggest track star. Great athlete, movie star looks. Them girl, why see it? When I forgot the girl taking real ball. Okay, I just say him just be a great athlete. Say, well, I'm to Adam. And that guy naive. In real ball, I'm to Adam. For those people who believe in Adam and Eve. Well, I'm to Adam, because I don't believe in it, so we can't talk about it. But understand it more than me. Mr. Pastor, we have to have the discussion. I wouldn't call it a debate, because I'm not that proficient in knowing the Bible or knowing atheism or knowing about the universe to call it a debate per se. But I would like to take a very logical standpoint in having this discussion. Eat the wrong apple. Eat no apple, man. You have to exist to eat an apple. Unseen. That's all I say, unseen. You have to exist to eat an apple. Man, them make up the thing. Hey, people, here's my one thing about the Bible, because I'm not talking about the Bible today. I talk football. I'm going to say this thing about the Bible, though. Please, before I say it about the Bible, I'm going to drink some water so we can hit the like button. We got no time to hit the like button. I'm going to take a 2-minute, 10-second break. Please hit the like button, please. I'm going to take a break, and you can hit the like button while I'm partaking of some liquid. I hear you, real ball. I hear you, son. Recruiting failure. So recruiting is the only forward. What do you mean, Shade? I don't understand what you're saying. Elaborate. We gonna get to the discussion. Elaborate. Hey, someone else, yeah, certain way to start. You know what I find funny about doing YouTube? Sometimes you'll do a show and you get diverse opinion, which you expect. But what one person finds to be offensive or don't agree with, somebody else love it. Which is about diversity of thought and how people want to think. But I find it really interesting, actually. You don't have a monolithic audience, and also people have their own views on things. And what you may find good, somebody else find bad. Right? DC said, listen, winning carries the day. When Bolt went to Russia to compete a decade ago, the sports minister was encouraging the women to take up with some athletic foreigners. And we know what kind too. Yeah. They want to produce athletes. They want some of that DNA. Cranky Live. You'd have to watch the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve, before you debate pastor. Look, I'm a person who's willing to invest time in, before I put myself out in the public domain, But I don't even think I need that, I just need logic. Logic. I will admit, I do spend a lot of time listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson, the astrophysicist, and some of his take and perspective. I used to live in the church, people. But I haven't gone to church since I was about 12, 13 years old. But I used to read the Bible back to front. Here's one thing I know about the Bible. Before I put up, see what Langsdale say. Oh, Langsdale said he's busy working. It's such a pity because I would love to have the conversation. Because let me just say this. Let me just say this, which is, I don't knock anyone who want to believe what they want to believe. That's your prerogative. But I notice that I get knocked by some people who think I am out of my mind not to believe certain things. And I find it very funny. And I also find it very interesting because I live by the whole concept of logic, even though I will admit the one thing that's not logical is life itself. So that's where logic closed at the door. So if you ever believe there's an omnipotent being and that being did all of this and all that, what am I to say otherwise? But don't try to convince me about some of the other things like the Jesus and the walking on water. Okay, everybody know walk on water. If they walk too deep, they want to drown if they can't swim. Right? Neil is not just good. Neil is brilliant. But at the end of the day, man is so egotistical. He had the audacity, and I said man, and a woman write them thing there. Man write them. Can I have the woman them lock up? Now can't come out right, way back when. To believe that if there's an omnipotent being, that being made somebody of some people, it's a fairy tale. We can't talk about it. Football time. Tycoon said Washington DC is a problem. Yeah, hey Tycoon, I'm gonna do some shows on my other channel, on the Balance View channel, that talks about some of this with Trump in Washington. I had the National Guard come in talking about crime when crime is down 34% this year, 34% in Washington DC. That's interesting. But let's talk some football, people. Some teams will need the hand of God the way they're going. I'm not starting off with the recruiting thing. I'm starting off with the under 15. No. I didn't go to Zion Church very well. I used to go to Presbyterian Church, Anglican Church, Catholic Church. I even went to 12 God meeting. I mean, curious enough. 12 tribes, 12 God, 12 tribe meeting. You can go 12 tribe meeting. One time, even though they didn't like the ballad still. Because I was a ballad, then I'm still a ballad. I was a ballad then with here. Don't be a true ballad. No, I'm not going to Zion Church. Church is a good place if you want to get together and sing and give away your money. But anyway, so first thing, we'll get the first thing, under 15 CONCACAF. Congratulations to the under 15 team for winning the CONCACAF B tournament. Let me repeat that. So I see other YouTubers praising and talking about how much talent we have and all of this stuff, right? So I'll get beaten this evening. But if you get beaten, Because I'm kind of pessimistic. Me have some pessimism in me. Let me say this again, people. What did the article say, DC, before I go further? I didn't read it. Let me hear what you have to say, DC. Text what the article said. I just text it and summarize in the chat in 2 sentences what it said, because me have something to say about the under 15. Let me know what it says. I'll be curious to know what the article says, but here's my take without the article saying it. Now, I think I watched half of a game or a quarter of a game when they played Belize, and they struggled to me. Belize could have won the game just like them. Belize means a ton of chances. Belize. I didn't know Belize play football. Now, they beat a lot of teams. Puerto Rico, Trinidad, different teams, right? But let me say this, people. Here's what we're missing. To go to anywhere in this region in football, to go to any tournament of a certain magnitude in the world stage, to get out of this region, you have to go to Latin America and the Americas. Not the Caribbean. Because Caribbean are good. I keep telling people this and they're not listening. The team beat Trinidad 6-2. Poor Trinidad. Trinidad used to be such a country with so much heritage and so much talent and so much ability. They had oil. They could invest in the country. And now I hear about Trinidad is crime. They get no medal at the last Olympics. They used to be a track and field country, a football country, a cricketing country. Sports, they produce a lot of individuals with certain acclaim. I don't know I'm to Trinidad. At least Jamaica still have some of that. I don't know I'm to Trinidad. And gone to the dogs, let me say Jamaica. But the under 15 team played in CONCACAF B. I don't want to call it CONCACAF bad, but it ain't CONCACAF great. So when I hear people getting all excited about the team and the JFF come on and the team win, we should always celebrate young men accomplishing their objective. But let's keep it real. Let's not camouflage this. Let's not try to manage it. It's CONCACAF B. When we go into the World Cup, we got lucky this period around to try to get to the World Cup. And even then, we're nervous. Because we now play US. We now play Costa Rica. We now play Honduras. We now play Panama. We now play Mexico. We now play Canada. And we're still nervous. And we have a lot of overseas players in the team. We're still nervous. And the overseas players that we have, they're better than enough of the local players. That's why they're 19. We're still nervous. All right? All I say, USA got this to be Mexico 9-5. Yeah, that's a lot of goals, you know. There's a 5-love. Oh, okay. I didn't see the game. And I bet we struggle with that US team. Right? Under 15. Now, did the US use their best team? Because the US funny, you know. They don't care about certain CONCACAF thing. Them have bigger things to fry. Now, as I said, the kids should be lauded for their accomplishment. You can only beat who's front. You know, sorry, people, I'm not happening. So, these said CONCACAF B. Did you see the Mexicans? I didn't see Mexico, but I'm sure they're good. Sorry, people. I touched something inadvertently and then I mute myself inadvertently. But Mexico has a very good football program, right? We know this. Excellent program. But we're in CONCACAF B. I'm not getting excited about no B. Sorry. Not like B. I tell people I'm always not get no B. Come on, I'm always with A. We're not in the B business. We're not in the B business. Be a baggage business. We're in the A business. Acclaimed. Want to be admired. We're not in the B business. But anyway, the under 15 get their praise. You know what I love, people? I'm going to get to the recruiting thing and the situation in England with those kids. But you know what I find interesting? The under 14 won last year, and other kids were in the under 14 that's in the under 15. And the under 15 won this year, and the JFF big them up, and the JFF is out, and the JFF is happy, and you go on their Instagram, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere and anywhere. And then when the under 20 get 15, I mean, them forget it now. They disappear and just disappear. They look around, can't find nobody. And then I talk to somebody in JFF about it, and they're like, well, no, what happened. We know what happened in the under 15 too. We know what happened in the under 14. You tell me, I know, you see what happened. What you want us to say? Well, same thing you say in the under 15. You came out, lauding them, feeling good. Tell us what happened to the under 20 or the under 17. Nothing. So you only take praise. You can't work. You can't come out and talk. When you have adversity, you disappear. When things are good, you're in a people's face. We don't want to see it then, man. Should we cap see? Well, why cap everybody? No, we want to bring kids in and let them get and be good at what we do. We don't want to just cap kids. I don't want to just cap the kids. I want to build a program where the kids are proud to be part of the program and they want to get capped versus we have to force to cap them. I did not know the other was in the B division. So everybody think A division. Wait. People, they say they want a CONCACAF tournament. CONCACAF have Panama, Honduras, Mexico, US, Canada. We don't play none of them teams there. We play Puerto Rico. We play Belize. I don't think we play. Bush team. Sorry. Now some people say, see, cranky, they are not let kids them and I do this. And not do with the kids them. I call it like it is. I'm sure some of the kids have potential. I'm sure they do. But will they get the right coaching? That's the thing. Will they get the right coaching? Under 20, under 17, silence. Now, I'm going to touch on the reggae boys in 2 seconds. I'm not staying on there. I'm going to the recruiting discussion. So I heard somebody on a program. Was it LSM? I think I heard LSM said that I think it was LSM. He said that the new technical advisor said there's concern about the midfield. Under 17 Taiko, not under 20. Under 17. And we all know the midfield is a problem, but what are we doing about it? What are we doing in terms of recruiting? You know what? May I reach out to Rudolph when I'm there and ask Rudolph, when are they going to put together two main things? One is, when are we going to get a technical director, people? It's become chronic now. It's actually not. It's not okay to joke about it. It's not okay to even talk. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem, people. It needs to be fixed. I don't give a damn what they want to say. It needs to be fixed. This is ridiculous. We don't have a technical director for the national football team who is prominent, who is out there, who is strategizing, who is a visionary, who is helping the football move forward. We don't have nobody. Everybody just do them one thing on the side. There is no country, nation philosophy for football, and where the kids are all part of the same sort of program and way of style of play. And as they evolve to different age groups, it's just seamless how they transition. None. Dr. Dan, good evening. And I was hearing something about, and I heard LSM say this, about how we play and are we going to play kick and run football. I think I heard him say that, what him call it? In program, commentary, some commentary thing I was watching. And he's right. Because Rudolph is a big kick and run football coach, We don't care what he wants to say. He can vex me and he want to vex me. I'm a kick and run football coach. Don't talk about transition football, but a kick and run. Get the ball long and run it down and come back past you quick and you kick it upfield. We don't name football there. We don't want to watch that. I don't even turn off my TV. Now watching football there. We are in 2025, going on 26. Nobody now have to kick around football no more. Yes, some people we play counter-attacking against much better teams, but we have enough good footballers to work to play the ball through the line versus trying to play the ball at the top and play hopeful football. We don't need them footballing. Football is done. You have to keep the ball. You're allowed to rest on offense and also rest on defense. What's the role of a technical director? Go look it up. FIFA tell you. I'm not explain that tonight, Jamaica. Sorry. It's there in the FIFA. I sent with myself and before the game, we're actually doing some assessment of this. We spend a lot of time on it, looking through the construct of a football program, the role of the technical director, the role of the GenSec. In fact, normally the technical director reporting to the GenSec. That's how FIFA had it, and then countries start use them whole hybrid and do them one derivative of the whole setup. But normally, GenSec reporting to the president and control everything. Jamaica can't have that because Speed not reporting to nobody. So him couldn't report into Dennis because he not have that. I reporting to Rai because Rai probably reporting to him. It's really interesting. There's a big difference between the two. The chairman technical committee is just part of a committee. He runs that committee. The technical director is in the day-to-day involvement in the football. They run the football program. If you're part of a committee, you don't run nothing. You just oversee it. You have somebody go out and execute. Right? We don't have a football philosophy. And people, if you want to learn these things, please go on the FIFA website. They're all there. I actually did send the JFF the strategy for Spain, because I had the strategy for Spain, football strategy, very comprehensive, something everybody should go look at. I don't know what I do with it. I'm going to read it again and probably send it out on my program one day. And I asked the person, what do you do with it? You throw it in the garbage? And say, yeah, I probably throw it in the garbage. And I smiled when he said that, because you think he was being cute. I basically said to myself, I'm not surprised you did that. Because you think you know everything, you don't know everything, Here's the thing, people. There's some people in life who know what they know. And they don't know what they don't know, which is sad. But anyway, person, you know yourself. But midfield, I'm going to the recruiting right now. Midfield, we have some youngsters out there. We got to think about, are they good enough? Can we bring them in? We have Tyrese Hall from Tottenham, who is now going to Notts County on loan. A little bit low division, but he's well regarded in the Tottenham system. Surprised he didn't get a chance in the first team this year. And then we have Janair Johnson, who is at Ajax, who's 17, 18, who is very, very young, but have a lot of ability. And he's a CDM, but play box to box. Tyrese is more of an 8. So there are two midfielders there we should be thinking about how we can bring them into the team if they want to be capped. But let me transition to the topics for tonight. One is about Jamaica's recruiting failures. And I'm going to blend that in with a conversation I had with a couple parents in England, a couple gentlemen of Jamaican heritage whose kids want to play for the CM under 20 team people. The CM under 20 team will get 15 love, where John Wall had about 14, 15 players from overseas who want to be part of it, who they went on a recruit. And we use a Jamaican term, we dash them away. Right? We dash them away. So today we're going to dive into the players recruitment strategy and how our approach to diaspora talent could be different between success and mediocrity. And JFF, I'm going to write something in because it's free. I'm going to free. That's not charging, some of them things. It's important. So first, I'm going to compare the recruiting style that we have as a nation with others who I think have mastered the style, right? They have mastered the diaspora game. And then we'll bring it home with the sort of emotional, frustrating thing of the parents in England I mentioned, who are Jimmy Ellis and Paul Eubanks. Their sons are O'Shea Ellis and Cameron Eubanks. They're both at Birmingham. I'm going to tell you their story about trying to get naturalized. And it's frustrating and challenging. But they want to secure Jamaican citizen, which is not easily attained, I guess. So some nations treat diaspora recruiting like a long-term investment, right? In a long-term investment, you do a long-term investment, it's not short-term. You buy and hold. You spend time, you do your research, you invest, you put in your investment, and you hope to get something out of it. So you have to spot talent early. You have to build relationships. And you have to lock players in before anyone else can. Because there's a war for talent. There's a war for talent in the world, period. You know where we have war for talent today? AI. There's a war for AI talent. That's why Meta paid somebody, what? It was 100 million, sign on another 100 million, $200 million. Paid one person 200 million. Person probably not even 30 yet. 200 million US dollar, not Jamaican dollar, by the way. Right? Because it's a war for talent. Just like in football, it's a war for talent. But too often, Jamaica wait until a player has already made a name for himself or herself. Or worse, we know about him and choose not to do anything. Now, let's think about some example. Morocco is probably the best example, who made the semi-final of the last World Cup, where over half their players were born overseas. But these players were scouted from in their teens. So it's not like these are players who they see at the last minute, like Jamaica does, and say, you know what, boy, that man look good enough. Let me bring him in. They have a scouting process to identify those talent and then try to nurture those talent and bring them to their team. I think one of the countries that have done it best over the years is France. Even though those are maybe people who migrate from Africa to go to France, they bring them into their academies and they integrate players of African heritage in the academies. And some of those players don't want to play for France, because of the racism. Because when you look at the French team, you would think France is a black country. People like Aubameyang decide not to play for France because I'm sure they want to deal with the nonsense. Other countries, other sports. Philippines and basketball. They scout the US for basketball tryouts for heritage players as young as 15. They bring them in. So if you see countries like those who are good at something, and Jamaica is trying to do that in basketball, by the way, right? Norman Powell, who played for the Clippers, is now playing for I was going to say the Reggae Boys, Jamaica basketball team. And there are about 3 or 4 other players. The Thompson twins are thinking about it. There's another kid named Champagne, who I'm sure actually knows Champagne, his father, was playing in the league that I play football in, who plays for San Antonio Spurs. So there's a bunch of players out there of Jamaican heritage who play basketball, who I'm sure, FIBA has very difficult rules in basketball, unlike football, where they limit the amount of players, Diaspora players who can be in your team. But if they change the rule, Jamaica could probably have a whole Diaspora team on their basketball team. Now, I know Jamaica love football, but we're not that good at it. But we think we are, but we're not. We're not that good at it. We think we're good, but we're not good. Nitro says, Morocco and Algeria score you great for talent and try. We drag our feet, miss dual nationals. Totally, Nitro. Totally. We have what I call, well, let me just put 2 ways. We don't have a recruiting process. Right? And we're going to hear the nonsense because I know he's going to pop up some ways. The better players are recruiting for England. We don't recruit from overseas people. You know who recruit from overseas? Who's to recruit? Simon, for example, who's now the media director. He would talk to people and talk about Jamaica, not to recruit in the traditional sense. Devon Porter, who lives in Canada, is Jamaica's main recruiter, not officially recognized by the JFF. They have given him no position. They don't want to deal with him most of the time because they bring in players who them can't refuse. Devon probably the one who does most of the recruiting for the national team, period. Cataract also was part of that process, but more, I'd say, topical and ancillary versus much involved in it, right? And the other people on the side who do recruiting. Now they have somebody in England, them say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Seriously. Jamaica has a reactive approach for recruiting. You wait until players become headline and we're like, you know what, Gibbs White, we should go after Gibbs White. Really? He's in England setup. He's almost there. Why is it now? Antonio mentioned that he wanted to come to Jamaica. He wasn't as good as he is now, or where he got to, because he was in England setup as a reserve at one point and got called up for the squad. I think Calvin Phillips, I was told, also was refused, even though Calvin went on to play for England and played brilliant at the Euro. We have no structured overseas scouting network. Recruiting is always triggered by someone like Devon or some fan putting pressure, putting name, or some last-minute tournament needs. And we miss opportunities because players are going to commit to where they were born unless they were nurtured. It reminds me of how U.S. Colleges recruit kids. Kids are 14 or 15 getting recruitment letters, even though they're too young to sign out to a college, just to make sure they're in the mix. And they want to make sure that, you know what, we are around. So think about us. But here's the problem. Jamaica deliberately does not recruit young kid for the team. Deliberately. And put up some comment before we go further on that one. Deliberately. Football Guru says, we're all right as football and are overachievers. Out of 120 odds in CONCACAF, we're always around the top 6. 120 odd teams in CONCACAF. What the hell are you talking about? 120 odd teams in CONCACAF. What are you talking about? Whatever. Amen says, they can't play back in the basketball world. They need to have their passport by 16. One diaspora player can be in the team. Yeah, but they're trying to have FIBA change the rules. It's not as stringent as this, though. I think it's a little bit different. But they're trying to get FIBA to change the rules, actually. Because FIBA wants to be more competitive. The US dominate too much. The traditional countries dominate. FIBA is trying to expand. They have to get more diaspora players, especially for countries that people migrate. Nigerians migrate, Jamaicans migrate, all the Caribbean, all the African countries and the Caribbean, especially countries who are black and poor, they migrate. So they have to change the rules at some point in FIBA if they want to expand their sport. But Jamaica's recruiting, I wouldn't call it recruiting, actually. I would just say, like a man panic and say, hey, you know what, come play for we. And a man say, yeah, how are you? Or your team? And the man say, well, we're not that, we're good, man, we're good. And somebody would say, what weird? No one me hear about Antonio say all the problems that he faced, Ravel say all the problems he faced. I should come play for you, really? Your organization is always in some issues. Don't they have issues with the girl of the World Cup when they should be celebrating? Don't they always fire their coach who does well? Don't they always have money issues? Don't they have playing issues? So if you're a young player, those who talk about they want to play for some other country, and you get this negative news about an organization, and the news has receded somewhat and has dumbed down somewhat. It's not like it was before, but it's still in people's mind, because I was talking to somebody the other day and they were mentioning it to me in the UK. And you still know that they're a problem, because right now you're bringing in a technical advisor for a coach who you hired to suggest, and it comes from the JFF. So it's like you're meddling. There's always an issue. But to me, there's deliberate non-recruiting. It's not being inefficient. There are cases where Jamaica deliberately avoided recruiting young UK players. Like the last under-20 tournament last year, where they had the 14 to 16 names, where the kids had the passport, and where they denied the kids the ability to play for the national team. So we are not focused on just trying to win at all costs, I guess. I guess what we're trying to do is pacify and appease a certain constituent. Johnny Powell, good night. Thanks for joining. I click him out and him still come back. So I'm not going to bother with him. I have to put up him comment them. Germany. I don't have to put up his comment. So I'll put them up if they make sense. If I don't make any sense, I'm not putting them up. Now, when you win people gravitate towards you. I don't think people who run football in Jamaica understand this. That they can actually leverage Diaspora to help the football in Jamaica. I think they think very silo. I think they think very narrow. They're thinking it's not expansive. They're not deductive in how they operate. And we're still struggling as a country because we ain't even got a technical director. Bless Warren Webster. Now, when you win, you're going to build trust with your constituent. If you're bringing these players, they can assimilate much earlier in the team and the culture of the country. Now, a lot of them are of Jamaican heritage. They know them reggae music, them love them food, but they haven't been in that true Jamaican environment in terms of being to Jamaica or engage with those players who are born in Jamaica or try to build that thing with a team. They're just on the periphery. You have a stronger squad when you blend the local diaspora youth who are probably going to learn from these kids who come from much more formalized, much more structured academies where they truly teach them how to play football the right way. Some of the local kids may know football, may be able to play football, but they're going to have to just raw ability, not the technical aspect of the game or certain aspect of the game which they need to learn, the mental aspect and the technical aspect, right? Which they have been teaching those academies. Because I watched a tape the other day. I'm going to play it actually, one of these shows. Well, try to get permission to play it. There was a coach from Arsenal who was talking about what Arsenal does with the academy. I know the Arsenal academy is getting a lot of laudatory comments. They've been told how great they are. They're producing players like Nwaneri, and those kids who are coming through, Lewis Kelly, and he was talking. And he's a black coach actually. He's now at Fulham. He's talking about the process they go through. I thought it was a fascinating conversation because I listened to the whole spiel that he was giving, and he focused a lot on the mental element of it, which I thought was interesting. The mental element, not just the physical element. Amy Henry says, did they really have their passports, though? I hear they did not receive their passport before the deadline for the thing to be submitted. Mr. Speaking discussion, that's what he said. How do I answer that without calling somebody a liar? Let's just say this. Let me just say this, Amy Henry. I have evidence. So when I talk about something, certain people, I'm not talking on the top of my head because I like talk. I have evidence. Go imagine what that evidence entails. I have evidence for those players. Probably still have the evidence. Those players had their papers. Still have the evidence. I think there were 2 of them who didn't have the papers. They have evidence. So I don't want anybody to tell me what they have. The fact of the matter is they didn't want those players in the team. In fact, the manager, people, there were a lot going on around that time. That wasn't I was knowledgeable about, and what the manager was doing. And the coach was given a straw basket for carry water. Because the coach won some of those players, my understanding. And then the coach got beaten. The coach got all the blame, and the people in the administration should be getting the blame, not the coach. But sometimes these coaches can't say anything because you know what? They don't want to lose the opportunities. It's unfair to the coach. The coach was given a straw basket for carry water. And obviously, 15 of the other thing them drop out. 15 of the battle them drop out. 9 to US. Not US take with 9 of them. Cuba take with 3 and Costa Rica take with 3. Crank, love you in Diaspora, and especially if you grew up in a strong Jamaican. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's unfair to those kids. So the question is, should Jamaica put winning first by recruiting the best talent available, no matter where they're born, or protect local opportunities, even if it costs results? So are you saying we should just give the local people born in Jamaica a chance, if a boss are you? Or do we say we give the best players a chance? Because if you're a citizen, you deserve the opportunity. Oh, Lord. The contrarian speaks, but I'm not listening. So let me transition to this. So I had a conversation. I've been talking to a couple of parents in England over the last month, actually. I was supposed to do the show a while ago about the situation. So we just talked about diaspora players, young players who want to be part of the process. Now, I'm not gonna blame the JFF for this one. Well, I'm gonna blame them a little bit, somewhat actually. There were 2 players, right? There are 2 families. The Ellis family. So I spoke to Jimmy Ellis, the father of one of the kids, quite a bit, and Paul Eubanks. And Jimmy Ellis is the father of O'Shea Ellis, and Paul Eubanks is the father of Cameron Eubanks. And I think Simon may have interviewed one or both of them at some point in the past. And they had discussion with individuals. There's probably Simon and Devon, because they're the recruiters back then. It's not the JFF. Because JFF don't recruit nobody. They don't. So I had a long conversation with them. In fact, I had a conversation with each of them. We've been talking for the last month. We're trying to get time that align. And I wanted to bring them on, but they were reluctant to come on live. But they said I could go ahead and talk about their situation. Right? And it was an interesting journey. One which they start off very enthusiastic about, and then just very debilitating, very depressing as they went through the process. Now, Jimmy Ellis and his son O'Shea Ellis, along with Paul Eubanks and son Cameron, both are promising 19-year-old midfielders for Birmingham City. Right? I've spent the last 2 years battling to secure Jamaican citizenship and passport so they can try it for the Jamaica. They were trying to try it for the Jamaica under-20 team when they started in 2023. Because last year is when we got our, kicked for the under-20. So they're trying to be part of the under-20 team. These were in 2 of the 14 I'm talking about. And after gathering all their paperwork, they believe they were on a home stretch when they filed through the Birmingham office for their citizenship. And of course, they ran into the peak of brick wall that proved impossible to navigate. So I'm going to talk about O'Shea's, Jimmy Ellis and O'Shea's situation. Because Paul and his son Cameron are no different. They're very, very similar. So Jimmy tried to go to his... So the way it is that Jimmy's mom and dad are from St. James in Jamaica. And so Jimmy was trying to go to his father, who has passed away, to get his papers, his citizenship and passport for him and his son, right? They've been in the Birmingham system since they were since 6 years old. His mom, I think, has Irish and Scottish background, and obviously his dad is Jamaican parents. So in May 2023, Jimmy applied through the Jamaican consulate in Birmingham, which is now closed, to acquire citizenship through his dad, for him and O'Shea. Right? He submitted birth certificate, death certificate, other required documents. There was a problem with the middle name of his dad. So he had to provide more information, updated photos, and it cost him £154 for himself, £130 for his son, plus courier fees. Right? So they sent it to Birmingham. Months passed, back and forth, nothing happened. Now in his interaction with PICA, because there were problems with the middle name and trying to get the part of things straightened out, they decided to pivot and take another angle, because his mom is from Jamaica also and from St. James. But there's a catch there, because when his father's route stalled, he tried to get the process through his mom. His mom was not having it. His mom was opposed, because she believed they were going to be giving the runaround. So as he told me, there were arguments with his mom and back and forth, and caused, challenges in the family, because his mom was saying, I'm not having it. I'm going to think about, I don't know what she said, but I'm going to get at what she said. If she's an older Jamaican, then people are not going to help her. They're not good. I says my language people. Say him say so. He never says so. He speaks English. He probably say something different. But eventually, his mom relented. Even though she didn't want O'Shea to go through the process and be challenged and the difficulty, she relented and said, you know what, go ahead. So he continued the paperwork through her, right? More paperwork, more fees, more waiting. He eventually submitted all the documents. Now, as I said, this is 2023. He's been going back and forth, sending email back and forth. Initially, they contacted him and get back to him to say, yeah, we have it. They said they need more money. Because they always need more money. He's not even in London. Sending more money. Then calls to London, calls to Kingston, really answered. They would say, you know what? It's going to take 3 working days to get back. No follow-up. Now, the process they went through is a manual one, because it's not online. Because if online, you can check your status. It's not online. It went manual, so they couldn't check their status. Now, as I was told by Jimmy, Kingston was saying the fees were unpaid, although London collected the fees. Right? So we're now 2 years on, where Jimmy and O'Shea and Paul and Cameron, because Paul and Cameron's situation is not much different. I'm using Jimmy as an example to outline to you what transpired. And he has no idea where they are. Now, more recently, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, they got an email for them. He got an email. I forgot from who he got an email from, but it's from the embassy. And so there's some back and forth, but still no passport. 2 years on. They missed their chance to try it for the team, because the goal wasn't say I'm going to make the team, Their understanding was, as under 20, and they're part of the system, that they would try for the team. Let me put up the picture for the 2 players. So me not tell lie. This is Cameron, right? This is Cameron. He's on the under 20 team. I think he's vice captain. They won the Premier under 18, and he was vice captain of that team. I think he's probably now captain. He may captain the under 21, because I think the person was there, moved up actually, or maybe he's captain under 19. He's 19 now actually. Both of them are 19. So this is Cameron. And you can go on YouTube. You see him being interviewed by Birmingham on Birmingham TV. Very eloquent kid. And this is O'Shea. And by the way, O'Shea was contacted by Scotland and Ireland, but he wanted to play for Jamaica. So he hasn't taken up that approach from any of those 2 countries, my understanding was. Right? When I talked to Jimmy, he mentioned that Ireland and Scotland have reached out to them, but the kid wanted to play for Jamaica. So I was asking him, well, why you want to play for Jamaica? That's the heritage. That's the environment they grew up in. the chance to try out and play with the team is something that they aspire to do. Right? So it's a really interesting. And by the way, Jimmy is. Wait, let me just put this up again. Jimmy is the one here beside his son, and that's his. That's O'Shea's mom on the other side of him. And this when he was signing his first contract with Birmingham. I think he was about. He can only sign contract when he was 16. When he's about 16. Right now, 2 years into the process, the opportunity for the under-20 is lost. Their dream has been deferred or lost. And when I talked to Jimmy about his trust in the system, he has no trust in the system. He can't get his money back. I mean, spend over £300 and he can't get his money back. He can't get anything about when the process can be completed. He's in limbo. He has no idea how this is going to be resolved. So we're talking about Jimmy and O'Shea and Paul and Cameron. We're talking about families who are ready to give their offer to Jamaica, who are to be part of the process, and they can't get the opportunity because of the bureaucracy. 2 years in, still can't hear nothing, still can't hear back. Now, here's what people don't understand, that these are real human beings involved in this. That's what we're missing sometimes. Because some people will talk about, well, we have a bus youth in Jamaica, and that's fine, and kids in Jamaica should be given an opportunity, but we also have kids in other places who have aspirations, have hopes, have dreams, and when you crush those dreams, it's not okay. It's not okay to crush those dreams. Now, these kids have been at Birmingham for the longest, right? I think O'Shea's been there since he was 6 years old. They have their own goals in football. I think Jimmy told me that O'Shea has trained with the first team squad. You know, Birmingham is trying to get to the Premier League. They came up from the championship last year. Damari Gray's now at Birmingham. I didn't ask him if he didn't met Damari, but it's important for us to treat these people like they're people. 2 years in, and you have no idea if you're going to get a passport. You reach out, you call, you text, you email. Very few responses. And when you get responses, they're not substantive, they're not material, they don't add value. Yeah, Warren. Of course, Warren. Then Warren, you know anything, man? Of course, Warren. When we talk about young players that want to come for the national team, we have to understand the history and the process as to why that may be the case. Now, I'm not going to say that some players who have a certain pedigree will want to come. They probably in the England system play on the 13, on the 14, 15. Their friends play. And therefore, they're going to say, you know what? I have a chance to make the national team. I'm going to stay there. It's a better team than Jamaica. That's a fair point. It's like Isak trying to go to Liverpool. Better than Newcastle. That's human beings with ambition. But we always think it's not the players. We don't think it's something in the process. Now, here's the thing, people. Here's the thing, people, that we're going to understand. So these players are aspiring to play for Jamaica. They can't play for Jamaica. Now, a normal recruiting process, I'm going to guess if this was Morocco, they would have probably gone through they probably engaged with the Football Federation to do the tryout. They probably do the tryout in England. They probably didn't do the tryout in Jamaica to see if they're good enough to go and play for the national team. They'll figure something out. We don't have an administration with vision or with strategy. So we're gonna keep going around a circle. If they win 12 million from the World Cup, still go around a circle. Yes, the coaching is getting better, and you hope with better coaches, you have better players. But you need leadership with ability, with vision, or strategic. But not only that, okay, you can have vision and be strategic enough, but you can't execute enough. We need all three. And right now, it looks like we have any. See, Marlon saying both of them train with the senior team in the preseason. And Birmingham's a good team, actually. And you know, I was listening to Cameron talk, and he was like, yeah, England football gets soft. You know, he like to put it on. He plays CDM. He like to play. It reminds me of when Cataract talk about Grant, the old Grant, not the new Grant. The new Grant is old and not the legs anymore. But old Grant is to put it on people. That's how Cameron sound like. But the two very good players. Both have signed contracts with Birmingham, which I think expire in 2026. So maybe they get out of contract if they play well. And yet they can get a chance to try for Jamaica under-20 team. The infamous under-20 team, people. That infamous under-20 team that John Wall was supposed to coach and the JFF took from him, because they had a better coach and they had better players. Like, I won't call them the name because they're kids. And that team put Jamaica name out there, not for the right reason. Right? Not for the right reason. So it's really interesting, people. And the discussion when I spoke to Paul first, then I spoke to Jimmy, and I spoke to Jimmy maybe 4 or 5 times afterwards. I want to say Jimmy's distraught. I think he's more frustrated. He's thinking, we went through all the steps that we're supposed to have gone through. We put in all the paperwork. We went through the official channels, and we can't get an outcome. We just want an outcome. Tell us you're not going to naturalize us and give us back our money and give us back our documents. Nothing. Back and forth, back and forth. He gave me the name of the lady. I can't remember her name in Pica who he was dealing with. But it's been a challenge for him, for these two gentlemen, for these two kids. But for both families, actually. So the families were enthusiastic initially about trying to try for Jamaica, see if they can get into the team, because they're doing well in the academy. And then that dream is dashed because we have a process where the official football organization doesn't value diaspora persons. I don't care what they say. They don't want them. It's almost like they're forced onto them. They have no choice because they're just better, and so much better than what is locally produced a lot of times. But secondly, even when they go to the process, they got to run to PICA process. And I was told by someone in the JFF that PICA process works. It did work for me, so I'm not going to complain about that. But I'm in the States. I'm not in England. Now, some people have said, well, they should have gone through Birmingham, which is now closed. They should have gone straight to London or find alternate routes. But hey, it happened. All right? It happens. Let me take some of these comments because I've been running my mouth. Conrad said, Cranky, you're getting your feelings when Omar and his family said England would think they know. Cranky, you're getting your feelings when Omar and his family said, what do you mean? Oh, Omar, you're talking about which Omar? Hutchinson? Let me know you're talking about Conrad. The girls program does have some challenges too, but Coach Busby is very focused on recruiting. There's a difference, right? Busby just wants the best players in his team, and he's trying to get young players too, who have a lot of potential. And I know this for a fact, by the way. So I'm not guessing about that. I know that for a fact. He's trying to get young players who have potential in his team, and he's being recruited vehemently. He's recruiting hard to bring them in. I don't know what McLaren does. Even though I know he's more involved now, I don't know what he does. Yeah, Conrad, I hear you, Conrad. Even though I know that's a tongue-in-cheek comment. Jay says, Cranky, when people point out these things, you hear them say, bad man, and we fight JPL players. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's obvious we fight diaspora players. That's not debatable. Now, I'm not saying JPL players may not get fight, quote unquote, as you want to call it. That means people oppose them, they don't respect them, whatever it is. I think Jamaicans on a whole can be harsh in how they criticize, but I think the intended purpose is to call out things as they see them. And we can be harsh. That's true. Cranky Cameron is a rock. He'll be playing Prem 2 this year. Yeah, I mean, the way he talks, Marlon, I'm telling you, Marlon, he talks like he just put it on. He plays hard. He was saying he's saying the Premier League and the Championship are getting soft. You can see that's a very hard player who's going to have that comment in a public forum. He's like, I think English football is getting soft nowadays. But he plays CDM, and they had won the Premier 2 under 18, and that trophy that he has that I have in the picture here, I think that's the medal they got from winning. He was a little bit younger then. He's a little bit older. He's 19 now. I think that was like when he's under 18. So Warren says, so Cranky, is it fair to say we have subpar development? If we open the door, we will dominate all levels? I'm not going to say we're going to dominate all levels. I think if we had the right leadership with the right vision and have the right objective and know what the hell they were doing, we'd be in a better place. We would not be struggling for midfielders and struggling for this. We identify people, nurture them, guide them, even local talent. not just overseas. Cranky at the place Mr. from John Wall was dismantled on 20. Yeah, I have the list someplace. I have to go find it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to find the list with the evidence, the evidence that I have. I'm gonna try to find the list and see where the players are for that under 20. Actually, Amen says the London High Commission is a mess. This is the last time I was there. The line was wrapped around the block. They don't have enough staffing. Yeah. And it's funny, Amen, because in New York, the lines are pretty long. Actually, when I went there. But in New York, I think most people were renewing passports, so I didn't suffer. But the lines are long, but they're professionals. When I went to the one in New York, I think they moved now. They moved to a better building, so they're making money. They were on 3rd Avenue. I think they were 3rd and 40-something. The lines were long. The line for citizenship wasn't long, but the line for passport is very, very long, actually. Because you have to go to get your passport renewal of Jamaica. A lot of people get their passport renewals are U.S. citizens. They just want to have Jamaican passport. Bert asks, who was the coach and manager for that team? We don't know who the coach and manager for the under 20 team. Bert, if you ask the question, I can't tell that, Bert. I don't cast aspersion upon nobody. Let me put up a comment here. Put up this comment, people. You're all not following the program. Speed told us that we're not going to spend much on the under 20. Federation do make these type of decisions. Haiti put up a comment. We're not Haiti, moron. We're not Haiti. Haiti is a lost country. Haiti is a broken state. We're not Haiti. We're Jamaica. Stop making excuses. Reggae Boys, Reactor, you just irked the heck out of me. Stop the nonsense. Speed said. Why don't you just say Walk says? Where speed. I thought Speed was a chief technical committee. I didn't know Speed ran the JFF. I didn't know Speed was a technical head. Really? I thought he was chair of the technical committee, which means you only oversee a committee. You're not running things on day-to-day operation. I thought that's what I was told. Really? It's interesting. They're not going to spend on the 20. They spent on the under 17, didn't they? Where are we on the under 17? They spent on the under 17. So we went to a tournament for the under 20. If we win or go through, we get to a World Cup, and you're saying we don't spend on them? You people just make excuses for anything. Jesus Lord, it's hard to deal with you. Jay says, Cranky, mark my word, the recruitment system of the girls will eventually change. Local women, you just start and see you born. It may happen, but they're not good enough, trust me. The local players are not good enough. I'm telling you something, people. For most coaches, in any environment, the key thing is winning. They want to win, and they can figure out everything that comes after that. You want to win, that's the objective. Now, how do I get to win? A lot of things inform that. Having the right players, the right environment, the right structure, the right support. But my goal is to win, and I work backwards from winning till I can achieve that objective. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it are. Okay, everybody can tell me it's Speed said this, and Speed said that, and Speed said this. When we fail, does Speed get the blame? So if we fail under 17 and 20 and Speed run everything, then Speed is supposed to own that? So does that mean that if we fail under 17, we fail under 20, I'm going to come down to 15 people. I'm going to come down to 15 because the under 20, when we win the Caribbean under 20, remember that? So did the under 17. So not beat but not chest and feel good, but under 15 when they won in the Caribbean, just like this team did. So this team in IB zones, and they had a chance to play the 18 them. So if you fail under 17 and fail under 20, always about the Reggae Boys, because you're not the guru being brought in to fix it. My view is this, is that until we have material change in JFF, we're not going to win. Let me say that again. Until we have material changes in the JFF, in terms of leadership, we're not going to win. You see, Dennis run Ghana and yard, run FID or FIG, whatever, FID, yeah. Financial Investigative Division. Try to catch all the bad guys, them, or try to commit fraud. And he come in and with some stability, put process in place, put structure in place. But anybody who come into the organization and have some semblance I use the right word. I know why is the word integrity, because I not cast aspersion upon nobody about integrity and corruption. I'm not doing them thing there unless me have evidence. But any sense of corporate governance, what I'm going to use. Then now, my system countered over. I keep playing with this thing. I say I'm not going to touch it, and I touch it, and it knocks out my Zoom system. But anyway, anyone who it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I don't know why we don't realize that if something is not working, something needs to change to make it work. If you keep doing the same thing, you get the same outcome. You keep doing it. Why you expect a different outcome? So let me put this up. So what you're saying is all about the money. It's not about the kids. It's not about where Jamaica is going. It's all about. So why we play the under 20 then? Don't play the under 20 tournament then. Don't play the under 20 then. Don't play in the Caribbean. Don't play at all. If that's the fact. If all you focus on is money for every single thing, why are you playing then? Why are you playing? Don't play. Don't give the kids hope. If you're not going to invest, so what you did, you send those kids to the slaughter. That's even worse. You're saying they didn't want to invest in the under 20. So you send the kids to the slaughter. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Sylvester says, "Can't get 5 months on US in Jamaica from last year, and all know nothing happened yet. Every time I call Pika, no one answers the phone. So I believe everything you say, but yeah, it's the lack of professionalism, frankly." Shane, why you drink? The under 17 didn't do well. I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? Shut up, Cranky. Don't say that. People, please tell me if the under 17 did well. And let me not say that. Please tell me if the under 17 did well. And put up AM camera. You guys can tell me. Shane said they did well. You tell me. I know what relative well mean. Amen said the 15-0 trashing. Only 3 attempts on goal for the entire tournament were not good enough. John Wall told them they had the least of playing time. Yeah, John Wall basically said they weren't good enough, and they fired John Wall. Don't open your mouth and challenge the status quo, you know, because you get fired. Cranky, why don't you start a business to help the overseas players to get their paperwork to play for us? Would be rich. No, me no exploit nobody if you get rich. Misty poor. By the way, people, I do have a website, you know, people, but I've taken off a week from working on it. Let me drop my website. Don't be afraid to go and sign up for the website. AM Henry, I haven't seen you on my website, AM Henry. Okay. Me just drop me link for my website, people. Just go to the website and sign up, people. We'll do a lot on the website at some point. But I've been busy for the last week, so I haven't really focused on it, but I'm going to start refocusing next week. Go to the website, people. I just dropped the link, people. Just go to the website and sign up. I'm trying to get as much people sign up for the website as possible. I have 164 people on the stream. If 164 sign up, it'll be a big number. If you go to SSNN Live, it's Sports Social News Network, but I use the acronym SSNN. It's live.com. You go in the right-hand corner, there's a little human symbol. Click on it. Put in your details. You don't want all your details then. Yeah, put in your email, put in your name, and ready to go. Go sign up, people. It's a good thing. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And please hit the like button. 126 and 162. Those numbers don't really work. When you come in the chat, you first actually hit the like button. The JFF biggest problem is funding. That's not the JFF biggest problem. The JFF biggest problem is not funding. I'm telling people I'm lying. JFF biggest problem is not funding, people. That's not the biggest problem. They have bigger problems than funding. The Honor 70 was a goal away from qualifying. Come on, people. Okay. A goal away from qualifying. In a zone where they only had El Salvador to overcome. They had an easy zone. They got it's like this World Cup qualifier we're having now. They made this, FIFA's made it so almost anybody can qualify for the Under 17 World Cup. That's how they have opened the tournament up. And that team was together for over a year and a half. But the Under 17 team didn't go recruit in England. I think they probably had a couple of English. Did they have a couple of English players on the team? Can't recall, but they didn't recruit from England. They recruit from the States. And I thought England's where the most of the better players located. We didn't recruit from England. Oh, because so is that the same for the under 20 football guru? They didn't want to invest in that either. They were 5 minutes away from 5 minutes is a long way. People, it's like playing in the Caribbean the way the thing was simple. That's why I'm not getting excited about 5 minutes away from qualifying. It's like playing in the Caribbean. It was an easy zone. The only team in there was El Salvador. Easy zone, and we couldn't qualify. We lost to El Salvador, for our Christ's sake. I'm buying nothing but say don't eat about 5 minutes away. No, they were 5 minutes away from going on the tournament. Oh, no, they went out. I guess that 5 minutes elapsed. Not buying that. Easy qualification. Yes, I heard about the CDC incident. Man fired 500 rounds at the CDC building because of COVID. I know what COVID did to him. Then kill himself. I don't want to talk those things tonight, but America has a gun problem. They don't realize it. Every day you hear of multiple shooting. Whether it's Kansas, Missouri, Manhattan, and nobody do anything about it. It's one of the most asinine things ever in the history of mankind. Anyway, Target, Walmart, me go down south and go Walmart and I look behind me now. And then I go Walmart nowadays, me go down south like I'm go Georgia, I look behind me. Anyway, I look around like I'm a madman. I'm supposed to say, if a man come fire me, a duck. I look behind me. By the way, people, I was going to say this the other day. Oh, I want to say something. I want to say before I go. So when I was in Jamaica, I'm going to play an interview. That's a very short interview. But at the end of the interview, I was very taken in by the comment the person made about Jamaica. So I'm going to play this interview. It's a very short interview. It's probably less than a minute. But I'm going to play the interview. All right, I'm going to play it. I forgot I had this interview. I'm going to play it. So this is your first time playing for the national team. Yeah. And it's probably an interesting journey. How has it been so far in terms of getting your papers, coming to part of the national team, and now having the chance to play for the country? What's that been like?
It was a long process getting my passport.
Say it again? You hear what him say, people? You hear him say, people? You have to make him repeat it. It was a long process getting my passport. That's a theme. Okay?
I said it was a long process getting my passport. But it's good to finally be playing.
Right. And what do you think you bring to this team? Because I was told about you. I watched a number of your games, both on tape and live. You play that kind of game both ways, right? What do you think are your best attributes, and what do you think you bring to this team?
My attacking, 1v1, creating chances, scoring goals and assists.
Right. What are your expectations of the team? What are your expectations in terms of now you're here, you go into the cup? What are your expectations?
I want to do what I do for my club, for my country.
For your club and your country, okay. And I know you have to run, so here's my last question to you. If you have one thing you'd like to say to the Jamaican people, what would it be?
Keep supporting and keep believing.
Awesome. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now, I thought those were very good responses, but that's Tyrese Campbell, by the way, who plays for Watford when they're in the championship. And he mentions my country. He didn't say Jamaica. He said my country. And he said, keep the sporting team and keep believing. Even though the coach didn't give much playing time when he went to the Gold Cup. But that was when I was in Jamaica and I went to the game against Guatemala. And then you're outside, the players are passing, and I get a chance to talk to him for a couple of minutes. But I was impressed by the kid. Seemed like he's shy and speak lowly, but I was impressed by what he said. First of all, the passport process took a long time. This is not an aberration. This is the norm, right? But then him saying fans should believe, support the team, and he wants to do well for his country. He didn't say his country was in England, his country was Jamaica. This is a diaspora player. Same players we're talking about who get naturalized, right? Oh, sorry. He plays a Charger, not Watford. I apologize. I apologize to that, people. Same team that Dixon plays for. But the point I'm trying to make is that when the kids become naturalized, they're now part of the environment. They grew up in the culture. They want to be accepted. Right? And I think the JFF does them a disservice the way they don't really engage them. Because I'm telling you, a lot of times, if Simon is to interview some of these kids of Jamaican heritage. Simon seems to know all these kids some way, shape, or form. And then Devon and other individuals are the ones who go out and try to bring them in. JFF been trying to bring them in. JFF will tell you that their constituent don't want that. The people who elect them, they have an oligopoly. Small group of people, the parish presidents and the JFF, who try to have this self-contained way of operating. They don't give a damn about no diaspora players. They only use them because they ain't got better players and they want to get to a certain place. While these kids want to be accepted someplace, because some of them are accepted in England. I ain't put up your comment. You keep talking about funding. Let me just say something. Because I remember maybe it was 2-3 years ago when we had some kids coming down to 20. When Splat and all them came, people chumped up money and put money together to pay those kids tickets to come to play. So I'm sure the Jamaican fan community who have resources, would help to facilitate some of those kids coming to play. If the kids ain't got no funding, I'm sure we'll find a way to do a little bit of GoFundMe and put the funds together and help them. But I don't want them come up with that sort of excuse. Say JFF said they don't have any money, but they never have money except when they fly first class, but they don't have no money. No, you have fly first class, you don't have money. So I made a mistake, people, and said Watford versus Charlton. Kill me. He killed me. Since you know what I call up every little thing. So just that criticize the critique section now. So maybe I talk for about the last. Well, me start talking from 8 o'clock. So hour and 23 minutes. I mean, make one mistake. Maybe I'm more than one. I don't want to call out everything. I don't want to do that kind of. I just look for one thing to point out. When you come talk, when the channel feel, I'm making a mistake too. I don't know why Watford is on my mind. Must I think about Troy Deeney or somebody. I know why I keep saying Watford. No, I don't listen. I listen to him sometimes. And he's a smart man, but that's how he makes his money. He dropped these little videos. He gets 20,000 views. He calculates a few $100s. If he dropped 2 a day, probably make $200-$300 a day. Even good. Be controversial. Drop things that are controversial. Make a quick look at $1. Him good. Maverick don't care about nothing. I was told by somebody who's very prominent that Maverick do these things for Maverick's sake. That Maverick say no believe half I think what him say. See me I say, people? I was told this by somebody prominent. So them talk to Maverick and Maverick no believe half I think what him say. So we not follow. We're not listen to Maverick. I'm not gonna say Maverick is not smart. You have to be smart to manipulate people to get their resources, to then watch a channel, generate the money. Maverick will do this 24/7. Does it all the time. Just sing them car, say 2 words, drop a video, get 20,000 views, him good. Make him a couple $100. I'm gonna stay there follow Maverick. I'm gonna drink some water. Why not hit the like button, people? Because me make me look $100 either. It's a style for me. No worry about Maverick. Maverick, do your thing, Maverick. Draw them in and watch a video and watch me say, come Maverick smart enough. People say Maverick got idiot. No, follow what Maverick got. You know, you used to have a saying in Jamaica, play a fool for catch wise. That's Maverick. Play no fool for catch no wise. But I must sign off the program because I gotta go work on my website tomorrow. Please sign up for the website, people. ssnnlive.com. I'm about a lot of good things on my website. Just gotta build it out. I'm still working my team in India to build it out. You talk about say I can get website in 5 minutes span. AI, that's not me. If I do something, I have to do it the right way. Sign up for the website, people. It will be good. It have a lot of good stories on it. Good videos on it. A lot of different subjects. And those of you who don't want to read things apart from football, read other things, man. Expand your minds. You can talk about any and everything. Jay says, Maverick said the new players will affect the chemistry, but a speed addition to the dressing room won't affect the chemistry. Maverick no ways bread is butter, Jay. Maverick needs speed on him channel now because him love speed and him love carrying speed and Mr. Speed, how you doing? And what do you think about this? And what do you think about the midfield? And he's like, well, I wouldn't have that midfield. Ha, ha, ha. I thought the same. No, you didn't. You didn't see a damn thing before YouTubers talk about that midfield. Neither you nor Rudolph, by the way. Rudolph didn't see a damn thing about the midfield until YouTubers start talking about the midfield. I want to talk about yours truly, by the way. Nothing about that midfield. I'm the one who called out there were two midfielders. I mean, you heard nothing from them before, but all of a sudden they become expert by the midfield. What's on the website? It's just a regular website. It's like an ABC website. ABC, CBS website. That's what I'm trying to build. It's all stories. I write about different things. Right? But it's gonna be good. I'm telling you. Like I have an article on Guyana and how awful the terms of the agreement with Exxon is. So we can pull it up. Pull it up. So here's the website. So we have an article about LeBron James. This is the Exxon about who profits from Guyana. This is a bunch of different articles, people. See that? It's a regular website with a lot of stories on it. We have tough with Jamaica election thing. Ties into the video that I did. There may be some Trump stories. Right? That's the website, people. It's a regular website. I have some polls on there to vote. Who's going to win the Premier League? I have something there about a player who we think should come here for Jamaica. Not talking about him. I even have an article I did. I did an article on speed, When I did an article on speed about a couple of weeks ago. Let me see if we can find the article. Go football, CONCACAF. I did an article on speed. See? You can go read this article. I think it was a good article. Reggae Boy's advisor. When he first came out, I did an article on it. I think it's a good article, actually. And then I tied it to the video that I did. So that's the article I did on Road Off Speed. Some people are going to go up on the website, man, and sign up, man. I have enough good stories on it, enough news. Oh, no, I forgot to know ABC and CBS after this. Like me, I tell you, I go to the channel. But I plan to, I haven't figured I'm going to have a niche thing yet. Just the regular stuff. But no, it should be good. It should be good. It should be good. I'm going to link it to my 2 channels. And you can, when you go on, you can click on this and see go from one to the next. China's comeback or Beijing is pouring the global economy. I have a thing on the allegiance for sale when Jamaican athletes decide to go to Turkey. So there are different things on there, man. When I go to people, I have some article. One article I have here, which I like actually, the one on CONCACAF, which talks about majority in numbers, but minority in power, because we don't know power in CONCACAF. So Mr. Borno by saying, that's the story. Go and sign up, man. Go and sign up. Support me. Support me on the channel. Support me on the website. Support me on the website, people. I'm trying to make it a place where you can go to get real news, not fake news. Or get opinions which are diverse in perspective. I forget some writers on the website too. I get a couple of people come write for me. If I write a pro bono though, we're not paying nobody, no, a pro bono. The website now make no money. So a pro bono. But anyway, let me first of all, people, before I go, please hit the like button. I have no comment. If you want to get laugh, come on YouTube. He's an entertainer. He does a good job of it too. Now, enough vibes. Maverick remind me of what I call Pandikana discussion. You know, Pandikana discussion with your friend and me just have a conversation. This I dread, this and this pecan, this and this person. I call out people names there, but you know, it's a Pandikana discussion. And him bridging them and them talk and they don't want to get through. Because I used to try to call the program. I think I called the program twice. And even give me nonsense meter once, which you know said bun me, right? Because I was talking about local players and diaspora players. And I was saying that the diaspora support Jamaica and the man get vexed and cut me out, so I chat nonsense. So I haven't gone back in the program since. But even when you go on, even then before when I went on the program, it's very hard to get through. We don't know all the peck on them, Danny Dread and them and they get through all the time. We don't know that word. I say a special line. Or maybe the person who's monitoring the calls recognize people are calling. They don't want any diverse views on it. Because you know we born people in us, so we just go up and go friend of people. We have to talk truth. No, he's smart. He's smart. You have to be smart to to use people to make some money. You can be smart in the wrong way now. You have to be smart in the right way now, people. He's smart. Don't say the man is not smart. Me not agree with that. Me can't agree with that, people. He's smart. He's a smart person, but sometimes he's smart in the wrong way. He's smart with deviousness. So he's smart. I'm not going to say he's not smart. But I do think sometimes he goes overboard quite a bit, actually. Now, I think Rudolph did say, and one thing I'll give Rudolph credit for, because some people just think I should not engage with Rudolph, and then people send me message and I message people. First of all, I have nothing against Rudolph's speed. I'm going to call him out when he doesn't think he's right, and I'm going to give him praise when he deserves it. But Rudolph has always said, when I spoke to him, and I heard him in different forums, if they're Premier League players, they're Premier League players. He respect the process. He respect that level. He respect those players at that level. If they're Premier League players, he ain't going to push them out of the team. He ain't fight them team. He's going to bring them in. Yes, I did watch him. Conrad. I think there's too much hype around him, though, Conrad. Let the kid have a chance to evolve and do his thing. Too much pressure on the kid. And when it says Maverick disingenuous, he doesn't miss a trick, throw straight at Greenwood, using Greenwood name for clickbait. Yeah, he can be disingenuous. All right? He can be disingenuous. Very disingenuous, actually. And here's the thing. Because I didn't get a chance. I stopped calling the program, but I was going to ask a question if I call him the next time, which is, if I ever call him again, I would ask the question, which is this. Does Maverick ever get the nonsense meter? Or is it people who don't agree with him that get the nonsense meter? Does he ever get the nonsense meter? And how would he get the nonsense meter? Because he determines who gets the nonsense meter. Or he encourages what the person name who's sitting beside him? No nonsense. So it's very interesting, who gets the nonsense, because that means he's always talking sense. And sometimes in chat peer, you know what? Kabbalist team sometimes in chat peer, you know what? But he always talk sense, can get nonsense meter. So if you never get a nonsense meter, and only people who talk nonsense get a nonsense meter, that means you always talk sense. And it's so far from the truth. Maverick said he believes in common sense. And I've always said this. If it's common, I do not want it. So that means everybody else have it. I don't want nothing that common. So I don't want no sense what common. I don't want no, pound now common. Sense we common, but pound now common. Yeah, well, CC in Jamaica. I think it's easier to get through when you're in Jamaica. I think, anyway. A Jamaica phone. Because when you call from here, I think it costs. What it costs? It does cost, actually. A lot of people use phone cards to call it. It does. I forgot what it costs, actually. And so it's frustrating when you call and you don't get through. Or when you call, then put your on hold and you just sit down there. Seems like on a long line. That's what I like with people. They're not organized. But that's a Jamaica thing anyway. Robson said, Norman Campbell won't be called. It's easy to ignore them because YouTubers only complain about people from England is not called. There won't be a question in the presser about it. Oh, Lord, here we go. Jargon says, Shador in my city. You're in Cleveland, Jargons? Yeah, I don't follow football like I used to. I did watch Shador, actually. I did watch the highlights. I didn't watch the entire thing from inception. I watched quite a bit of what he did. And I watched all the breakdown of how he played. And people criticize him. Everybody's trying to make a name, so they criticize him and they laud him and all over the place. Now, look, Maverick thing is entertaining. Once in a while, I listen to him. So if I come in here trying to do my YouTube thing, I may turn it on. But now I'm not learn anything. I don't like to listen to things I'm not going to learn from. And that may sound bad when you're a Maverick, but if I'm not learning anything from you, I don't want to have the conversation. Oh, okay. If I'm not going to learn from you, I don't really try to engage, because if you keep saying the same thing over again, if we just pure pun. So 3 times in one night, which is telling me that it's time for me to go. I'm losing focus. So we're going to see. I was told there may be 7 or 8 players coming in this window who have not played previously. 4 from the EPL, or maybe 3 from the EPL, something like that. But then the EPL players may not be able to come in because they haven't gotten their papers yet. Maybe only 1 coming. So it's confusing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to talk about Reggae Boys anyway. I'm going to close the program down. Before I go, I'm going to say this. First of all, I want to say I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being here. Second of all, please go to my website and sign up, and please respond to the poll that's there. Third, you've been a great audience this evening. You've attended both of my shows. If you haven't watched the first show, when I did a program this afternoon on ESAC, on the hypocrisy, loyalty issue, then please go watch that program and support the channel. And last but not least, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Be safe, be good, and peace out. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Bye now. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk, and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life, tell them. Frankie Life, heed them. Frankie Life, want them. Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life, tell them. Cranky Life, heed them. Cranky Life, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky Life, get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky Life, give me my Cranky Life. I want my Cranky Life. Must have my Cranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat, and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Life. Tune into Cranky Life. Like up Cranky Life. Subscribe to Cranky Life. Cranky Life coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Life. Me say fi tell them Cranky Life. Me say fi heed them Cranky Life. On them Cranky Life. Cranky Life will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Cranky. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed. Want. Heed. Want. Heed them.